Konnichiwa minasan, Nihongo no gakusei desu. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to formulate sentences when there is a purpose of movement. This can be done by the verb stem plus ni iku. For example, in English, there is a sentence when we want to say we're going to go to somewhere in order to do something. For example, I will go to school, and then the reason why you go to school is the purpose of your movement. It's the same way with I will go to the restaurant. What are you going to the restaurant for? That is the purpose of movement. You went to the department store for what? That is also the purpose of movement. This is the sentence, the kind of sentence that we're going to translate in Japanese. And this is the equation when we want to formulate the sentence. For example, I drink coffee. コーヒーを飲みます. コーヒーを飲みます. As you can see here, we can add where did we drink the coffee. So we can say レストランに ikimasu. But this is not yet grammatically correct because the nomimas is not yet in the verb stem form. So in order to make it in the verb stem, we just remove the mas. レストランにコーヒーを飲みに行きます. レストランにコーヒーを飲みに行きます. And thus it will become, I will go to the restaurant to drink coffee. And the purpose of your going to the restaurant is to drink coffee. Alright, now let's say we go to the restaurant to eat lunch. So, 昼食を食べます. This is the mas form. In order to make the verb stem, again, we just remove the mas. And then it becomes the purpose of movement. That is the purpose of your going to the restaurant. レストランに昼食を食べに行きます. I will go to the restaurant to eat lunch. That is the purpose of your movement. These are the other verbs in the mas form. Again, to get the verb stem, we just remove the mas. Mas. And these are the verb stems when we want to formulate sentences in the purpose of movement. Here, I buy a bag. Kaba no kaimasu. デパートにカバの買いに行きました. So we remove the mas to get the verb stem, and this is grammatically correct already. I went to the department store to buy a bag. The purpose of your going to the department store is to buy a bag. Another example, Nihongo benkyou shimasu. I study Japanese. Now, to make this the purpose of movement, we need a destination like Nihon. Nihon ni Nihongo benkyou-shi. Okay, we remove mas, so what is left is benkyou-shi. Benkyou-shi ni kimashita. Nihon ni Nihongo benkyou-shi ni kimashita. I went to Japan to study Japanese, or I came to Japan to study Japanese. Other examples. Tomodachi no ie ni asobi ni iku. Tomodachi no ie ni asobi ni iku. Here, asobi is the stem form of asobimasu. I'm going to go over to my friend's house to hang out. Asobi, to hang out. Tokyo e nani shi ni iku no? Tokyo e nani shi ni iku no? What are you going to do in Tokyo. Here, shi is the verb stem of shimasu. 私たちは公園にサッカーをしに行くつもりだ。We're planning to go to the park to play soccer. Here, to play soccer in mass form is サッカーをします. Because we remove mas, shi is the only hiragana left. メキシコへ友達に会いに行きます. Here, the purpose of movement is to visit my friend in Mexico. So, 友達に会い. Ai is the verb stem of aimasu. メキシコへ友達に会いに行きます。ちょっと走りに行ってきます。ちょっと走りに行ってきます。I'm going to go for a little run. 明日、友人と一緒に日本食を食べに行きます。明日、友人と一緒に日本食を食べに行きます。Here, the purpose of movement is to eat with a good friend. So the verb here, the verb stem is tabe. Its mas form is tabemas, so we remove mas and leave tabe. Tabe ni ikimasu. I'm going to go out with my good friend tomorrow to eat Japanese food. 私は今度はベトナムへ旅行しに行きます。私は今度はベトナムへ旅行しに行きます。Here, 旅行し is the verb stem of 旅行します。旅行します。And the purpose of movement is to travel to Vietnam. ゴミを捨てに行きます。ゴミを捨てに行きます。So here the purpose of movement is to take out the garbage. So 捨て is the verb stem of 捨てます。捨てます。今夜ラーメンを食べに行きましょう。今夜ラーメンを食べに行きましょう。So here the purpose of movement is to eat some ramen. Now the verb stem of 食べます is 食べ. So we 食べ. 食べに行きましょう. Alright, exercise. We're going to formulate sentences using the purpose of movement. 京都、写真を撮る. Here we have the place Kyoto. And the action is, the purpose of movement is to take pictures. 写真を撮る. Okay? In this sentence, we have Sora-san は京都に写真を撮りに行きます. Here, 撮り is the verb stem of 撮ります. Okay? So the purpose of movement is to take pictures. Alright, more examples that I want you to answer. Here we have the destination of movement, the place, and the purpose of movement. Number 1, Toshokan. Toshokan, that is the destination. Hono kaesu. Hono kaesu. It means to return book or the books. For number 2, Shokudo hirogoa no taberu. Shokudo, cafeteria or dining hall. And hirogoa no taberu means to eat lunch. To eat lunch in cafeteria. That is the purpose. To eat lunch. And for number 3, depato. Depato, department store. And the purpose of movement is kutsu o kau, to buy shoes. Kutsu o kau. Alright, you can pause the video and try to solve, or you may continue watching. Okay? For number 1, we have the place. So, first, the person, Sora-san wa, and then the destination of movement, Toshokan ni, and then the purpose of movement, Hon no kaeshi. Because this is kaeshimasu, the mas form is kaeshimasu, we remove mas and kaeshi is what remains. Hon no kaeshi ni ikimasu. Sora is going to return the book to the library. Or Sora is going to the library to return the book. Number 2. Shokudo hirugo no taberu. Sora-san wa, the destination movement, the dining hall. Shokudo ni hirugo no tabe ni ikimasu. Here, tabe is the verb stem of tabemasu. So, tabe. Sora-san wa shokudo ni hirugo no tabe ni ikimasu. The purpose of movement is hirugo no taberu, to eat lunch. And lastly, the destination of movement is the department store, depato. And the purpose of movement is kutsu o kau, to buy shoes. So here, Sora-san wa depato ni kutsu o kai ni ikimasu. Here, kai is the verb stem of kaimasu. Kaimasu. So, kutsu o kai ni ikimasu. Sora goes to the department store to buy shoes. The purpose of movement is to buy shoes. Okay, I wanna thank you all for watching. If you have some questions or comments, please comment down below. And if you find my videos and my channel useful, please like my videos and subscribe to my channel. I will be posting more videos of the Japanese grammar and the Japanese vocabulary in the near future. Mite korete, arigato. Mata aimashou.